Alright guys, so today we're kind of going to be learning some stuff that you've already been talking about. Definitely some basic information about weather that we're going to kind of go over again. And then also we're going to be learning about weather maps today. And you're going to be able to look at different types of maps and show what they represent, things like that. So before we get started on that, I just want to ask you guys, since you've been talking about weather, what are some examples of weather you've been talking about? Raise your hands. Yes. Thunderstorms, that's a good one.
Blizzards.
Blizzards. Earthquakes.
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes.
Tornadoes.
Tornadoes. Have the class hands but no. Yes. Lightning.
Blood moon.
Blood moon.
Cyclone.
Cyclone. Those are all really good answers. You guys have obviously been really doing your stuff. And you guys kind of did those presentations the other day, which I didn't get to see. But I want to ask, where does weather come from? You might not know the answer to this, but try your best. Take a stab at it. Where does weather come from? Yeah.
The atmosphere.
Atmosphere, that's a good answer. Yeah.
Clouds.
Clouds, that's a good answer.
God.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Troposphere.
Troposphere, these are all really good answers.
Just don't much.
So here's, that's okay. Those are all really good answers. You guys have got a really good feel for weather already. This is just so I can kind of gauge where you guys are at. This is a trick question. Where does weather happen? Yes. You're right. I'm kind of looking for, it's kind of obvious if you think about it, like location-wise, where does it happen? Earth, pretty much everywhere, right? Is that what you were going to say?
United States.
United States, everywhere. So weather happens everywhere, right? Kind of a trick question. Okay, so how does weather happen? You guys kind of got a little bit of already. Yeah. That's really good. We're getting at it. That's good. That's good. Oh, and I want to ask Mr. Numble's a question I've been asking all day. Can anybody tell me the difference between climate and weather? Yes.
Climate is like how much or how hot or it's like the temperature of where an area is at, like 71 degrees, 72 degrees, and then weather is like snow, rain, wind.
You're kind of getting at it. That's a little bit of it. Yeah.
Like how hot or cold an area is or something like that. Yeah.
It kind of has to do with time span. Think about it that way. Yeah. Yeah. Well, climate is the average weather over a long period of time. So, like if you think about like a rainforest, their weather is usually rainy over a long period of time, right? That's why it's a rainforest. And then weather is just what happens day to day. This is kind of an obvious question, but is weather always the same?
No.
No. Very good. So if you have to define weather, what would you define it as? Anybody want to take a stab at it?
I would define weather as bad stuff.
Well, think about it this way. Weather, it might be rain, thunderstorms, all those crazy things you talk about, blizzards, thunderstorms, tornadoes, but weather is even when it's a sunny day outside.
Oh.
So we're having weather right now. We have weather every day. So what I would say it is that if you want to write this down, this is a good definition. Weather is the state of the atmosphere at any given time in a particular place. And I'll write it down up here for you.
You can write that down on yesterday's paper too, or your study guide note. Either one. Oh no, I can't say. You'll have to ask Miss Thompson.
Yes, just write it. If you want to write down something, you can write whatever you want.
Hi, Madeline. Madeline, you want to be a movie star? I make you famous.
You can make me famous for sure.
You already are a star.
So you guys can just cut that down a little bit. Like,
I knew that.
I just kind of started getting at some of these, but what elements make up weather? And what makes one day different from the next? Think about it that way.
Pressure. Like
Pressure, that might be some of it. Some of the factors you guys were talking about earlier, like, is today warm? So what does that have to do with? Yes.
I was thinking for like wind, water, like.
Well, wind's one thing. Wind speed is one of the factors that we can talk about. How about like the summer compared to winter? What's the air like then in the summer?
It's thicker. Yeah.
So what's the H word we use for that?
Humidity.
Humidity, perfect, that's great. Let's see, we got 3 more, and you guys have kind of talked about some of them. So temperature would be one, right, that we've already talked about, what the temperature's like outside, and precipitation, which is rain, hail, sleet, snow, all that kind of stuff. And then cloud cover. If you think about it, if it's a cloudy day, it kind of affects how warm or cold it is outside, or affects what kind of weather there is. Okay, so how many of you watch the news? Not too many. Well, okay, what's the guy called that reports the weather?
I didn't have you on.
No, not his name. I mean, like, what his position is. Yeah.
Now I do.
Weatherman, there's more like scientific term. Meteorologist, that's perfect. Meteorologists predict and report weather using different types of maps about different weather elements. And that's what we're going to look at today. So there's 6 different types of maps that they use. The first one is satellite, and that has to do with cloud cover. It also kind of has to do with a little bit of the physical features on a map. Radar is the moving, well, that's what you usually see if you watch the news, how it'll show rain and which way it's moving during the day. Precipitation is obviously just like the amount, probably usually in inches of precipitation that a place is expected to get. Temperature, that's kind of obvious, shows the temperature during the day, and you guys see where there's the high and low, and you know it's important in your day so you can dress accordingly. Wind speed is, that's one you probably don't see as much, but they use it all the time because it is important. And then this one is another one you probably see on the news, and this is front map. And it basically shows hot and cold fronts and things like that. So, what your guys' job is today is I'm gonna give you each group a different map, and you are gonna be researching it. Like I said, yours are a little bit different, but I'm gonna give you this sheet, and each of these sheets has your type of map, and it has some important questions I want you to answer. So, by the end of today, what I want from you is I will need a map and the answers to these questions. So what you're going to do is I have some examples up here of the different maps, and then also websites for background information. You're going to use the iPads, and you're going to draw a map of the kind that you're given. So like if you get satellite map, you're going to draw a satellite map, and it's going to be just of the United States. It doesn't have to be perfect, just to outline the best you can. It doesn't have to draw each and every state. That'll probably take too much time. And it doesn't have to be today's, like say if you're doing precipitation since it's not raining, like it doesn't have to be today's precipitation map. It can be from whenever, or you can make it up. But just look at one as an example and make that. And like I said, you guys can work in groups with this, but I want you each to have your own map and your own answers. Like you can come up with the answers together, but make sure you write your own down. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and give you your assigned maps real quick, and then I'll pass off the paper. You guys are going to do a satellite map, and this one's cloud cover, so basically all it's going to be is like, it'll be a map of the United States, but missions, but like different features, like mountains, and like where it's like how like different the map is like green mountains, and then like the brown parts of it. And it's just lots of green. That's basically what it is. You guys have a radar map, and these are the ones that move. So basically, just to show them that what areas know where that you want that fit with you probably. You guys are precipitation. Okay, and then this one, this question says what causes different types of precipitation. When you do that, it takes individually look up because the problem that everybody else has, they Google what causes different types of precipitation, and they get an answer. So you want to do what causes hail or what causes rain, like individually. Right. You got in the dirt. I'm pretty sure it's important. Yeah. You got it. Yeah, you can answer them on notebook paper if you want to. I'm also going to send out computer paper. Yes. So I can do it. Let me see if you guys have friends. Okay, I'm going to just talk about that make sense? Yeah, you guys can use whatever devices that you have that have internet. And then also, if you use any websites besides the ones that I have up here, you're more than welcome to, but just make sure you write it down.
Can we look up some stuff on our phone?
Yeah, anything where you can get internet is fine. I'll give you all at least 2 pieces of paper that way. Or if you want to make a bigger map, that's fine.
Can we look at the answer?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, you can use whatever you can get internet. And just remember, you guys can work as a group, but make sure you make your own map and you have your own questions written somewhere. And then also make sure you put a key on your map. That's what it says. Yeah, you can write them wherever you want. It's no big deal. Here, I'll give you guys all 2 sheets of paper. My professor's gonna see that, so that's fine.
I don't care.
Just so you know.
Good luck. See,
We'll do the map first. Yeah, you can do either first. Here, I'm gonna give you all 2 sheets. That way, if you mess up or if you want to make a bigger map.
maybe I'll meet him one day.
Yeah, come on. Eggs, we're gonna do your map. Yeah, those ones were really long.
See if there's one on my desk.
They were just weather.com. Or if you want to make it.
Take it.
Yeah, you can actually try to in case you want to make a big There's also colored pencils over there if you guys need them.
There's a lot of
I gotta save the battery.